This week 8 preview and picks edition of the Big 12 College Experience on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog has added pickup scorchers where you can win 100 times what you put in. That's right, turn 5 into 500 in just one game. Plus, every Sunday they're giving away $100,000. Promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for a 100% deposit bonus up to $500. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Download that Game Time app and create an account. Code CFBX. $20 off your first purchase. Brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, a sports betting research platform for parlays, props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. And last but not least, we're brought to you by our $3,000 NFL Second Chance Survivor contest presented by Corey Pinkston, Barking Dog Properties. The contest starts this weekend. NFL week number 8 kicks off here in a couple hours. Sorry, NFL week number 7. And it's free to enter. Just go over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. And welcome everybody back to the Big 12 College Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. We're rolling along in week 8. I keep mixing up my NFL and college football. This is college football. This is the Big 12, baby. Week 8 in this great league. Pivotal week, a lot of big-time games. We got a 5-game slate. But if you're wondering who you're listening to, I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. And wearing that beautiful shirt, everybody subscribe, youtube.com/college experience. A guy that's, he's got his family civil war going on in Stillwater and Norman, Oklahoma, Waco as well. He loves Eat Shit Pit. Troy Chewning, the Big 12 guru. What's up, man?
What's going on? Got a few rounds of fake virtual golf in today. Already a few drinks deep. I'm feeling like Patty C, to be honest. When you do the description of how many schools I'm involved with, it's a little bit more than going both ways almost.
Skyline Chili, wheeling and dealing, Patty C, in the place to be. Yeah, no, Patty C. Last night, did you catch him having the cooler under the desk?
Oh yeah. They're talking about how you're like a college kid. You're afraid that you want to put it in the cooler because somebody else might steal your beer, and he just got his case of beer right there in between them. The best was asking for I need you to convince me, Nick. I need a reason to shotgun. Nick goes, "You don't really need a reason." He was like, "Yeah, you're right," and just shotgun the beer.
Those guys are the absolute best. Go check out the College Football Experience with Pick Dundee, Patty C, and NC Nick. So let me ask you this, Troy. We got 5 games on the slate. What's the headline coming into this week for you? The headlines, or maybe the foreshadowing the headlines we may be talking about Monday morning.
I think the big headlines are going to come from the 2 games that are big spreads. I think we're going to find out a lot whether Oklahoma and Texas really are going to waltz through the rest of their schedule. Mm-hmm. These are 2 games that they should win very handily. And if they're really that good, they should be covering these spreads, even though they're that big. And I think the headline has a lot to do with that. Maybe they both squeak it out and we figure out that they're not all that. Or maybe they both cover and they really are. But I think it does come down to, those games. And then, of course, the one that we covered on Tuesday. I think that gives somebody not necessarily the driver's seat by any means, but at least like the sidecar on the side of the motorcycle. Maybe they can get into Dallas riding like Muttley, like Dick Dastardly and Muttley. Whoever is going to get that Muttley spot, it's going to be a big Muttley week.
It is a big Muttley week. Gundy, Neal Brown, go check out our Big 12 Game of the Week preview, and we'll talk about that game in depth on the other side. But before we dive into this slate, we got to talk about SGPN's NFL Second Chance Survivor, because if you took the Niners or Eagles, boom, you're out. But don't worry. SGPN's nice enough to give you a second chance to redeem yourself over at the SGPN Second Chance Survivor, presented by Corey Pinkston and Barking Dog Properties. $3,000 up for grabs. Winner take all starts this weekend, NFL Week 7. So sign up now, and that is at thesportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor, thesportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. Also brought to you by the NFL Gambling Podcast, because those guys are doing a review. Leave an Apple Podcast review with your favorite touchdown-related bet for this upcoming weekend. Biggest winner gets a $50 SGPN gift card. You're going to want to get that because that merch store is on fire lately. Make sure you include your username, though, when you do so we can actually contact you. Don't be somebody anonymous. Don't hide from your winnings. Make sure that you are reachable so that we can give you your winnings if you do win this contest. So get over there and leave the NFL Gambling Podcast a review. Last but not least, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, because it has a way to play alongside your favorite football team all season long. Underdog has introduced Scorchers, 5 for 5 Scorchers, and enjoy a nice, spicy 100 times payout. Troy, you got anything for any of these games tonight? Maybe some Saints, Jaguars? You looking at any props in that game?
They were worried about Trevor Lawrence's health.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that really gives Derek that much of an advantage in the game. But the way that the Saints approach it, I mean, one of these games, Kamara's finally gonna go off, right? Like, you gotta think.
I kind of think it's tonight, dude, on short rest. I mean, the Jags have played in London, then back in Jacksonville. Now they got to go to New Orleans, all within 10 days. I kind of like that Kamara angle.
I also have been hearing a lot about how the Falcons have the number 1 and number 3 rushers in the division between Bijan and Allgeier.
Yeah.
Kamara's got to be better than Tyler Allgeier. And one of these games, I know he's not going to have the statistics from being suspended, but it just feels like a Kamara game tonight. Yeah,
it should be a smash spot. I like that angle. So we're on Kamara props. Get over there, bet the over, and watch your picks along, and maybe make a little bit of cash over on Underdog Fantasies. Mobile apps or website, underdogfantasy.com. And when you use the code SGPN Underdog, how about this? We'll double your first deposit up to $500. Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. All right, we're back on the Big 12 College Experience, talking games this weekend, preview and pick show. Yeah, let's lead it right off, Troy, and we'll go to the Skyline Chili. All right, the Toilet Bowl game of the week is what we're.
This one's gonna be shitty.
Yeah. Baylor coming off the bye week. Cincinnati 0-3 in Big 12 play. Baylor 1-2. Their one win was a 28-point comeback at UCF at the Moon Bounce. I don't know how they came back. Shapen is back, or he came back the game before the bye.
He's still in
struggle. There. Yeah, I struggle with this game because both teams suck ass.
Well, let me convince you, because I have a very, very convincing argument coming from a person of my standing that believes what he believes about a certain Emory Jones.
Yeah.
Blake Shapen, a lot of the plays that he makes are him kind of running for his life and making something happen. And that's why you can tell the difference between when Shapen's in there versus the backup. But Cincinnati's defensive front is probably not going to let those happen often. So I think Rush was off by a week. I think this is the Emory Jones shine spot. This is the week that I'm letting Emory Jones hold my money. And if he fucks me one more time, but this is the one that I think I'm in. I think Cincinnati covers this. I think this is more than a touchdown game.
It is back-to-back home spots. I mean, you got to think that they're going to win one of these eventually.
And I know the Baylor bye week probably helps them, kind of counteract that defensive front. But when it comes to talent and how bad Baylor is, this Cincinnati front four eat.
You did convince me. And I went 4-1 last week. You went 4-1. My one goddamn loss is Cincinnati. So you know what I'll do? I'll go back to the well. Give me Emory Jones. I mean, also you think about it too, Troy. Who's better, Iowa State or Baylor? Iowa State, right?
Yeah. What?
So Cincinnati was laying 5 against Iowa State last week, but this week they're only laying 3.5 against Baylor. I mean, just
don't overthink that.
Yeah, I like that. Doesn't
it seems like bait? It seems like the books are thinking that the 3.5 might bait people into Baylor. I agree. This is more than a touchdown game. This is Emory Jones is going to throw for 3 or more touchdowns in this football game.
Oh, there it is. So get over there to Underdog Fantasy and get on the Emory Jones props. Yeah,
what's Rush taking?
No, he took Baylor. He took Baylor.
Sticking Emory with his Jones, glue.
I know. I'm with you. I'm gonna ride Cincinnati. We're both on Cincinnati. As you can tell, not a lot of conviction in my pick. And it's not really public. I mean, it's kind of split.
Why would it be?
I was curious to see if people were pounding Baylor just because of the hook, but Rush is on Baylor. We're both on the Natty. What is our coin on, Troy?
So we got a sweet old batting cage coin from the old batting cages that I'm sure both Rush and you have hidden over off of Braddock Road in Northern Virginia, about a mile away from George Mason. We got the guy trying to hit the baseball is going to be our heads. And then the old automated batting cages company, ABC, is going to be our tails. So we're going to flip this. We're going road head, tails at home, right?
Yes.
All right. Our batting cage Kennedy is on tail at home, Cincinnati.
So he's on Cincy. So Rush is on the Baylor. Rush is going to Baylor one more time. One more time for Rush.
Sniffing that glue, baby. That's the only way to explain it. It's so like the glue is such glue that it's very potent, and Russia's still a little too close to the potent fumes of the glue.
I agree. I'm sorry. I'm writing these picks down. So, all right, 3 for 4 on the Cincinnati Bearcats to get the first win and cover the 3.5. I like it. All right, let's go to the next game. This one's going to be a good one. I'm telling everybody right now. UCF, the very, very golden, shiny Knights, Troy's spot down there in the bounce house, Orlando. John Rhys Plumlee coming back off the bye. Gus Malzahn's always been good off the bye. Oklahoma been feeling themselves all bye week. They're laying 17.5 in Norman, over under at 67.5. I am all over the shiny Knights here, and I actually think they're alive in this game. I think it's a one-possession game in the fourth quarter. Sleepy spot for Oklahoma on the 11 a.m. kickoff. A lot of factors here. You got Dillon Gabriel, his former team. Jeff Lebby, the offensive coordinator, his former team. A lot of familiarities with these staffs. Give me the Knights. Let's go.
That's the dumbest thing of all time. This line is moving towards UCF because of a bunch of dumbs that really think that this UCF team that let Baylor come back and beat them has any chance against a very veteran quarterback in Dillon Gabriel that used to play there. That's 100% going to help out his own defense. That is already a Brent Venables defense. We've seen, the bend don't break idea seems to be working. When you get down there into the red zone against that Oklahoma team, it's kind of tough. And even a team like Texas couldn't get it done. I love John Rhys Plumlee, but Oklahoma's undefeated against the spread for a reason. I bet you this one even gets to 16.5 before kickoff. This is a blowout. UCF has no fucking chance. And Oklahoma is going to continue to prove that with the lack of very top tier teams in college football this year, they might be able to slide in there. It's a great time to have the bye right after the Texas win and get away from that letdown and just let everybody have their, free flowing enjoyment and all that. But this UCF team is not that good. Even with John Rhys Plumlee, they'll score a few more points, but they're not stopping Oklahoma. This is a 24-point win.
Not happening. They're not covering 7 in a row.
I'm laying it. That's what everybody says. No, nobody can cover 7 in a row. Nobody can cover 7 in a row. Well, eventually one of these college football teams is going to prove that they might really be the cream. And this year's cream is not great. A again,
I don't disagree with that.
When I say I think Oklahoma is one of the best teams in college football, that's not me comparing them to the Georgias and Michigans of the last few years. That's me comparing them to about a half step down from that, because that seems to be the best this year with the parity that we have. I'm laying the points. I would probably wait until almost kickoff. I think this continues to move UCF's way, and you just continue to split your bet and lay the points with Oklahoma here. This is the class of the Big 12, good or not.
Rush is on the Knights. What is our coin on, Troy? Is he joining you with the Sooners, or are you going to be on the island?
He is on heads.
So he's on the Knights.
UCF.
Troy is on.
Well, he is a golden coin, so we should have known the answer to that.
Good call. All right, let's go to the other side of the Red River Shootout, and that is the Texas Longhorns, who are coming off the loss, laying the big number at Houston against Dana Holgorsen, coming off the Hail Mary win. Dana Holgorsen has a winning record against Texas in his career from West Virginia. This is a personal game for the University of Houston. Texas kept him out of the league for all these years. Texas, the spot favors Texas, obviously, coming off the loss off the bye week, but give me Houston, man. Give me Houston the point. Too many points in a rivalry game where Houston, this is their Super Bowl. So Houston, Dana's going to get a contract extension. Sprinkle some on the money line for fun. Let's go. Give me Dana.
I was thinking about the money line on this for Houston, but I really think this is a chance to double up here and just take Texas money line, but lay the points with Houston. There's not really a lot about this Texas team that has impressed me that much, to be completely honest. And they might go for the showcase game here, but that Dana magic is working.
I feel like everybody's going to say that too. I'm with you, Troy. I feel like everybody's just going to assume Texas bounces back.
I don't think Quinn Ewers is one of these great quarterbacks. Yeah. I don't. He looks like Alan Bowman. He'll throw dimes, and then the next thing that he throws on like an 8-yard out route is 4 yards away from the wide receiver. It's way too hot and cold for me to trust. And you got Donovan Smith that's already beat Texas.
Yes, Texas Tech. And comparison here too, Troy. Who's better, Baylor or Houston? I think probably
Houston.
Probably Houston. So
Baylor's the worst team in this league.
Yeah, so Texas was only laying 14.5 at Baylor. Now they're laying 24.5 or 23.5. I mean, this line is way too inflated. Everybody just assumes it's going to be a Texas bounce back. Maybe they win by like 10.
That Baylor line probably had a lot to do with the old like Baylor-Texas rivalry in the last year that they were going to play and all that. But see, I almost lean that it means more to Houston than it did to Baylor. This is
100%.
Baylor's got a chance of having a program that ends up playing Texas in the future. Texas is going to do their best to stay away from Houston no matter what. This is their one shot. This is their
Super Bowl.
They just had, like, the thing you're scared about is they just had the Stephon Diggs Minnesota Vikings game, and now they got to play the next round. I don't know. I mean, Dana seems to be doing something right. This is an overachieving Houston team for sure. This is a better Houston team than people are giving credit to.
Yes, I'm with you, man. And I'm with you in terms of I don't think Texas is that good. I don't like anybody that watched that Baylor game. Baylor lived in the Texas red zone. They just couldn't finish drives. They had multiple drives. I think 3 or 4 drives that either ended in a missed field goal or they just stalled out on the 5-10 yard line. I think this is a game. I think Donovan Smith's been there, done that, beating Texas at home. I think this thing comes down to the wire. I think Texas is going to play tight here.
Specifically in this position too, you got to think that Donovan Smith is steps above Blake Shapen or a backup or third string from Baylor. And I mean, if red zone ideas, if you get close enough to the goal line, Donovan Smith can just kind of bootleg around and get in there.
This is a Dana magic game, man.
If this was like the Oklahoma line, if this was 17.5, I would be a little more confident that Texas could cover that. but almost 24? No way. No way Houston is getting completely blown out in this spot. And they should wear the powder blues.
13-1 on the money line. Let's go. Sprinkle it. Texas is over.
That's got to be
rated.
A pizza bet, right? Like that's a.
Oh yeah.
That's a hot and ready play.
Yeah.
I mean, they always talk about the fucking pretzel crust on the NFL gambling podcast. This is worth a pretzel crust bet.
Yes. Put $10 on it to win 130. Let's go. Rush is actually on Texas. Coward. That's why he's not on this show. He knew he bust his balls. Laying 24 points with fucking Texas on the road. Get the fuck out of here. What's the coin on?
Coin picks. Tails. He's on what? Tail
Houston?
At home. He's on Texas.
Oh yeah. Coward
Road
too.
Head. Tail at home.
Yeah.
So Houston.
True,
yeah. Sorry, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Texas
I was
is at
say,
Houston. That's right.
Yes. Yeah. Houston.
Thank God.
Let's go. Let's go,
Not a
Dana.
coward. I'll use him in the fast pitch instead of the medium.
All right, here we go. This one is going to be a ball game right here. I am actually really looking forward to this game because actually we have 6 games, not 5. The Texas Tech Red Raider guns up going to Provo. BYU is a 3-point dog. This one was 4.5 when we picked it on Tuesday. We leaned to BYU. Over under set at 51. Man, I kind of feel like Tech's going to get out of here alive. I think Texas Tech is the better team. I don't know, man. I feel like Texas Tech is going to win by field goal.
I was going to say the line movement makes this feel like a push if you take Texas Tech.
Yeah, and BYU's pretty public this week too.
Well, that's because it's in Provo.
Yeah.
But Tech has had a few tough road spots. I don't think the Provo home field is going to matter as much. I mean, which is a tougher place to play, Provo or Laramie? In your mind?
I think
because I would go Laramie. I think Laramie's way tougher to play.
Yeah, they're about even. I mean, it kind of just depends too. Like the elevation's the highest at Wyoming for sure. They have played an elevation already. I like that angle. I'll take Texas Tech.
Yeah,
I'll take Texas Tech on the road. That actually made me think more about it.
So when it comes to both truly believe this is a 27-24.
Yes.
Some kind of a field goal push, something like that.
Tech wins 28-24.
But the best chance of someone blowing up is not Keaton Slovis. I mean, we've seen him have a great game and then have a terrible game. Tech has, not necessarily an unknown, but still a chance to kind of blow up. I mean, we've seen him throw for 4 touchdowns, and it just feels like if you're going to be on the right side of the push, it would be Tech eking this one out, not BYU, winning at the end. I think Tech has a little bit more experience in this road position. I'm going to lay the points, but I'm also going to lay the money line because I'm convinced this is a dead push.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Tech just has the better roster. I don't think BYU is very good. I thought they were lucky as hell to beat Cincinnati there. So
they're definitely propped up by Jay Hill having out of the box defensive ideas. But
yes. So who'd you end up going with? BYU?
No, I'm laying the points with Tech.
Okay, so we're both on Tech.
I think there's a little bit more of a chance for Tech to win by 4 than BYU to win by less than 3.
It's fair. Yeah.
That's the most obvious statement of all time saying I'm betting on it, but it just makes sense I'm convinced this is a push. I really am. I think you could probably bet the exact score at like 27-24 or 30-27.
Yeah, I'm with you. Lay it with the Red Raiders. I know Morden and Shuck's been injured. New quarterback. I thought he was all right until late. First time he'll practice all week with the ones. I think he'll be ready to go. So where's the coin going?
Coin is going tails. He's on
BYU.
Yeah, BYU.
So riding with the Cougs. I think the coin and Rush have every similar pick.
Mormon coin.
Yes, Mormon coin. All right, real quick before we get over or before TCU and K-State, we got to talk about game time because you might want to get over to a game this weekend and do so by buying your tickets because it shouldn't be stressful. Game time has the best way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy in a theater near you. Last minute tickets flashed right to your phone so you're not scamming through all that spam email that you might get. Get images of your seats before so you know exactly where to arrive. Buy tickets in a matter of seconds. 2 taps in your set. Tickets sent directly to your phone, and you'll don't even have to dig through your email. Download the Game Time app, create an account, CFBX, $20 off. Terms apply again. Create an account, redeem code CFBX, $20 off. Game Time, download it today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. I kind of, I got to read one more ad. Hall of Fame bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame bets. The sports betting analytics platform for player parlays, player props, and game lines. Research all NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer bets with historical data. And you know it's cool. They break down each and every leg so you know the probability of each one hitting so you know which leg has a better value than the other in your total parlay. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching Hall of Fame bets to craft a more intelligent, data-driven parlay. Download the Hall of Fame bets app, HOFbets.com. Promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame bets. All righty, back on the Big 12 college experience, talking Big 12 Week 8 slate. Troy, I feel like this is Texas Tech, K-State last week, where Texas Tech is going to be K-State. They're going to grind it out and blow it open late.
Against BYU?
Yes.
It feels like
back
that.
and forth, and then
the only difference is going to be Keaton misses big plays and Donovan Smith hits a few.
Yeah,
and they're not even going to be like the plays aren't going to be big enough to be highlight reel
Donovan
touchdowns.
Smith's on Houston.
So wait. So you're talking about Tech BYU.
Donovan Smith used to be on Texas Tech. Yeah, that's what happens. Alan Bowman used to be on Texas Tech too.
Yeah, Alan Bowman's going to look really good against BYU too.
Yeah, but I'm with you.
It feels like Slovis has been playing way better than he was predicted to play
until last week,
and then kind of hit a lull.
Yeah,
and it almost feels like only one of the two every week can be good between Emory Jones and Keaton Slovis.
I agree. So, Red Raiders, we talked ourselves into it. I was leaning BYU too, and then we talked that one out. So, Rush thinks I'm on BYU too. I flipped. I Benedicted.
I know BYU's defense is going to be able to make a few stops, but I just don't think in today's game that you can lean on the defense as hard as you used to be able to. You got to be able to at least put some points on the board. I see Tech as being able to adapt a little bit quicker than BYU.
Don't disagree. All right, let's move along into the Big 12 rematch championship, which was a fantastic game. 38-35, I think is what it finished. I forget the exact score. TCU won the first matchup because Martinez and Howard both got injured and the third stringer came in. But here comes the Avery Johnson era, taking it home to Manhappiness and the Hoover era for TCU. So we got two young quarterbacks squaring off in the Little Apple. I talked about this game. I bet this at 7.5 when it opened. I'm on TCU, man. I think this is always a physical, evenly matched two teams. I'm going to say it's a field goal game once again. I think it says something that it crossed over 7 into 6.5 territory. I think K-State gets out of there alive, but I'm not at the point with K-State where I'm going to lay a touchdown with them right now. I think they're more of a grinded out team, and I don't know what I'm getting with the quarterback in his first career start. I mean, yeah, he had 5 rushing touchdowns, but like I said, he struggled to throw the ball. So I think this is a back and forth game, and this is a revenge game for TCU. I mean, they lost the Big 12 championship to K-State. Give me the points with the Frogs.
So you got Hoover replacing Morton, just like Max Duggan last year, and now you've got not Will Howard stepping in, but Will Howard being the one that gets hurt.
It's like deja vu again.
I don't think TCU can tackle well enough. If this is going to be a slugfest, TCU is going to get punched in the mouth. TCU has to try to score here, believe it or not. And the reason why they're going to stray away from that is because they can't. They're going to have issues in this game, I believe, going on the road in Manhattan. I'm laying the points easy. Easy for sure. This is a 10-point game. TCU is not that good. I mean, Colorado stinks, and Colorado ran all over them. I just think TCU is one of those mid-range teams that is eating on the bottom, and when they get a little bit of, organization or any kind of structure put in front of them, they're not really ready for that. Whereas last year they kind of depended on Duggan to make up for the lack of structure. I think K-State can run the ball pretty well against TCU. So I'm laying the points. I'm taking the point, or laying the points, and this one seems like a not overthink it to me too.
I'm trusting the history of this series to stay close again. Rush is on TCU. Where is the coin going for this one?
Coin is on tails. Coin is on K-State, right?
K-State.
Yeah.
Split there. There we go. All righty. And that concludes the other games. Let's go over to the game of the week. There's no line on the game of the week on our graphic, but now there is. How about that technology? Gundy, 2 in a row. They're all of a sudden the Cowboys are rolling into Morgantown, winners of 2 straight. West Virginia coming off the Hail Mary loss. This game, bad weather. I will be in attendance. I will be in Morgantown tomorrow. Can't fucking wait.
Handicap that 3 points, everyone. Handicap that 3 points. The opposite way of West Virginia.
Mountaineers are 2-0 with me in the building this year. One of them being against Duquesne. The other one against this other school that I have a hat on. And you have a shirt on, Troy. This game, Gundy's won 4 in a row in Morgantown, just like Texas Tech had won 4 in a row against Neal Brown. I'm sick. I love Mike Gundy. It's my guy. It's my favorite coach in this league. But I am sick and tired of hearing about this guy's win streak in fucking Morgantown. That shit is ending on Saturday. The Mountaineers are going to get this thing done 24-17. Great football game. Mountaineers grind it out just like the Texas Tech game. They establish the line of scrimmage, and they limit Ollie Gordon just like they did Amani Bailey against TCU. Mountaineers, I'm laying it. Country roads, take me home. -3.5.
This was 3 on Tuesday, right?
So it was 2.5, then it went to 3, then 3.5. It might go back to 3. I don't know.
I think when we did the show, it was 3.
Yep.
And I was convinced that was going to be a push. I thought, they might get it done at home. And then I got convinced by our guest, and I was wearing my Go Cowboy shirt. So I was all on Oklahoma State. And I am going to Benedict my own shirt here. I think the public is a little bit too high on the fact that this game is in Morgantown and they have a home field advantage there. They do, against every other team in the entire nation except Mike fucking Gundy's team. This is like a heartbreaker. I'm thinking even like 28-27, some like dagger. And if that ends up being true, back-to-back from that Hail Mary that should have been a win into this game being a heartbreaker, I might be losing some steam on my 10-year Neal Brown extension ideas. But one of these games in the midst of all of the hype, you can almost always count on a poke choke. And for the best angle would be West Virginia wins this game late. Oklahoma State tunes up against Cincinnati and then gets to play Oklahoma in the last bedlam.
Yep.
I would think it's got to be the last bedlam with Mike Gundy at the helm. It's going to be 8 to 10 years before they can get that back. So I don't know. Bet a regulation tie. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bet a regulation tie here. At least give me the points because it's 3.5 right now. If it gets to 3, I stray away. But yeah, give me that half point. Maybe West Virginia wins this by 3, but give me that half point on Oklahoma State.
So you're on the Cowboys. Rush is actually on the Cowboys too with the points.
What a loser!
I know. What a coward. Although I took Houston last week.
So you guys are going to back-to-back it in back-to-back weeks.
I haven't missed a West Virginia game since Penn State, and I should have hit that game. That was bullshit by Penn. I almost said Ben Franklin. I said James Franklin. I know my team, man. I'm 5-1 in West Virginia games. I'm 5-1 in Redskins games. I'm 10-2 in my teams. Let's go. I feel good about Saturday. I like it. I'm tired of hearing about Gundy's streak. I will bet on Gundy every game, but on Saturday, he's still my guy, but I hope we kick his ass. Where's the coin going, man?
All right. Coin's going. Tails, West Virginia.
There we go. Morgantown. Burn some couches, coin.
Yeah, this coin, I mean, it looks like it may have been stuck in a couch for a while, so maybe it really has some like animosity towards couches of some sort.
All right, man, let's go over the lock, dog, and tease for the week. Lock. I'm going right back to the game we just did. I'm locking up the Mountaineers. Bounce back. They're going to play well on Saturday after that heartbreak. I trust this offensive line. They're going to be back healthy on the offensive line front. Defense is going to be healthy again. They're going to play well in the bad weather against Gundy. Like I said, 24-17, Mountaineers get it done. I will lay it as a lock in the game I'll be at. Go ahead, Troy.
All right. This is a Survivor-esque play. But I'm locking Emory Jones and the Cincinnati Bearcats. This is the one. I feel like I control Emory Jones because every week that I say he's going to suck, he sucks. But this week I'm doing the Peter Pan, a little bit of like a titty bit of pixie dust, just a little sprinkle. I'm locking the Bearcats mostly because Baylor stinks.
I like it. Rush. I can't believe you just locked Emory Jones. What's this world come to?
I mean, I have had a few drinks.
Yeah. You're breaking down that Florida film back in the day. Rush is locking BYU, the Cougs. He's locking the Cougs up. So he's got the Cougs. For my dog.
I only picked one dog.
I only have 2 options, Houston or UCF. Oh, man, this is good.
Well,
this is fantastic.
I know who you hate more. I was going to ask, who do you hate more?
I hate this spot for Oklahoma because they're the ones that won the game. Give me the UCF very, very shiny Knights, Gus Malzahn miracle
so like
plus 700.
The better team with the lower spread.
Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go, shiny Knights. Big 12 chaos on Saturday. Bedlam comes early in Norman on Sunday or Saturday.
Bath
salts. It'll be a funeral. It'll be a funeral in Norman if they lose to UCF.
Man, that would be a crusher. I only picked one dog. It's our guy, number
Gundy?
1 subscriber. Oh yeah,
yeah. You're on Gundy. It's not a bad dog.
I only picked one dog. I mean,
yeah.
I know you're a West Virginia fan, but like,
no, I mean it's not a bad
could
dog.
easily win that game straight up.
I do not fault anybody for
I mean that really could be a 1-point game. That really could be a double overtime. Now we're going to 2-point conversions, and someone wins by 2 by force, and everyone gets screwed.
I agree. All right, let's go to the tease time. Well, I don't really like UCF going to 23.5 doesn't do anything. I'd like to get over 24. Although I picked them to win outright. I don't like picking my dog in the tease. I like separating it. Give me Houston to 30.5 or 29.5. I like that one. I definitely like K-State down to 0.5 point, win the game. I think K-State will come out on top. And then,
well, you can't pick Oklahoma because they only ever cover by exactly a point or they push.
Yeah.
Like, depending on when you get the line, obviously they've covered everything from kickoff. But if you got the line 30 minutes before kickoff against Cincinnati, you got fucked. If you got the line like an hour before SMU, you got fucked.
I might tease BYU to 9.5.
9.5. That seems okay.
I don't think Texas Tech's going to beat them by double digits. I just think they're going to win the game by like 6.
See, I'm thinking the Houston Kansas State teases are two that I like. I mean, you get what, 29.5 and then a half a point. I like both of those.
You get over the 4 touchdown mark.
I'm gonna do it. I'm going all in on the guy I said you should never go all in, but I'm teasing Cincinnati. Up. Baylor stinks. I'm teasing Cincinnati up. Emory Jones is gonna look like Johnny Manziel.
So you're on Houston. You got K-State. I almost teased Oklahoma State, but I was like, I could see West Virginia winning by 10. A late little field goal action. All right, where was Rush's tease? Rush's tease in TCU up to 12. Actually, I teased K-State. Never mind. I do like the TCU tease too, though, to 12.5. I like them both. Too bad I can't
Manhattan
play
wins that game. I think the crowd wins that game.
Rush is going UCF, TCU, and Baylor. He loves him some Baylor Bears. Fuck the Baylor Bears.
Snip his glue all the way to being brain dead by his wedding.
Yeah, he's gonna die on that sword. I'm with you. And Lane Elliott in the chat likes Cincy as well. Timmy's laying the points with the Mountaineer 31-27. All right, do we have a round robin? I don't think we do this week.
Dog parlay? The best dog parlay you could put in this week would be Gundy and Holgorsen. No, Gundy and Holgorsen.
That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one.
UCF, I'm an Oklahoma fan, so I have my bias. But like, if you were to parlay, what do you get if you parlay the points? Just UCF, Oklahoma State, and Houston, like not money line. Take them spread wise.
What if you put in Troy, the 3 craziest coaches in the league? You go Malzahn, Gundy, and Holgorsen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And what if you do it on the spreads instead of the money line? I mean, you can give both out, but I would think that parlay with the spread has a chance to cover all 3 of those.
The money line is 265 to 1.
Yeah, stay away from that.
That'll be a nice payout if you hit that puppy.
$2.
If you just do the numbers because they're all minus 110s, it's going to be what is it, plus 6 to 1. Here, we'll give out one individually because we're not going to agree on one with only 6 games. Or let's go off the board. You like any dogs this week?
Huh. I will have to do a little bit of research.
I like Auburn against Ole Miss.
I know that is a very popular dog. The Auburn Ole Miss seems like a very popular dog.
Do you like Penn State?
I was going to say, it feels like.
Do you like Navy?
I was going to say, it feels like Air Force is not it's great.
Backup quarterback, too. Yeah, let's take
and
Navy.
It's a backup, and they're in Annapolis all the way across the country. Yeah. This feels like a Navy chance. I think this is a Navy chance. And
so we got Navy in there. Did we want to put Penn State? Do you like Penn State?
What about Utah?
I'll go in on that. I think it's a good spot for USC, but I'm always down to fade fucking Caleb Williams. I hate USC.
And like no matter what you're thinking about Caleb Williams and all that kind of stuff, the one constant is Alex Grinch's defense stinks.
I agree with that.
What about Rhys tonight?
I like Rhys tonight, so throw Rhys in there. Get on there. The thing kicks off in 25 minutes. So if you go Rhys, Navy, and Utah, we got a future Big 12. We got a future former Big 12 quarterback in JT Daniels. And then we just have America and Navy and Air Force. So I mean that's 30-1. I kind of like that.
Rice, Navy, Utah. Maybe do one that's just Rice, Utah. Navy seems like a long shot in that, but the way that Air Force likes to run the ball and, slowing the game down, they can hang in there and maybe keep it close at the end, maybe get a good bounce or something like that.
Yeah, Scott likes his Buckeyes. I mean, I know it's a Big 12 show, but I mean, it's hard not to talk Penn State and Ohio State. I definitely like Penn State with the points. I mean, I think this is going to be an absolute freaking war. I do like the Thundering Herd, Timmy. I think that JMU, this is going to be a tough spot for them tonight. Everybody's saying they should be ranked, national TV game.
What about Bielema at home against Wisconsin?
I was thinking that one too. Our guy.
I mean, everybody knows here at the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, we hate the cha-cha-cha.
I know. I kind of like Bielema too.
And Bielema's starting to roll. And, once a big dude gets rolling down the hill, he's hard to stop.
I'll give you one that's completely gross. I like Indiana over Rutgers. Rutgers on the road laying points. Shiano was fucking crying after the game last week. I said, that's a fade spot next week.
Yeah, that's a Super Bowl spot and then a fade out of it.
Yeah. So, all right, well, let's just everybody stick with that Rice, Utah, and Navy one that we gave out.
All right, we can roll with that.
Yeah, I already plugged it in 30-1. That was right off the top of the head. Boom.
I'm thinking Old Dominion has a shot against App State.
Could happen. Yeah. So
just all the Virginia schools that aren't state schools, big name state schools.
Yeah,
they're the good ones.
Yeah, all the non-pussy ones, basically.
But I guess you can't even bet on Old Dominion if you're me. So
yeah, I mean that's why I'm going when I'm in West Virginia. Be getting down on some Virginia games. So fade the Virginia schools. I agree with you completely. All right, Troy, let's get up on out of here. Tell everybody where to find you and what you got going on in the next couple weeks. We got some basketball season's around the corner. Go check out our basketball preview media day reaction from yesterday.
Yeah, if you're hanging out at work and you're not, you get to zone out on your own for about 2.5 hours. That basketball preview was pretty fucking funny. I had a good time doing that one.
And we're doing the Big Ten tonight.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go back to the bar. So
you can watch it tomorrow. So yeah,
I'll put it on my phone and live stream it. Maybe you'll see me in the comments. Everybody can see me in the comments.
If the words start slurring or like they're not like it's out of order, we'll know what drink you're on.
Well, I already fucked it up earlier. I couldn't even spell tech. So, things are looking up. I don't quite have the case of beer in between my legs like our famous Patty C, but man, you can find me over at the X, just at Troy Chewning, the full name, TroyChewning. A lot of DC related stuff, but we get to Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's Big 12 heavy. So follow me over there for, good memes, and maybe you get to see me shit on some idiots. I will go off late at night. So
especially tonight. I got a feeling you're going to be going off tonight. Yeah, you guys can find me at Moneyline_Mac. Like I said, we're doing Big Ten tonight for the college basketball experience. I know many of you in the chat or watching live right now love the college basketball experience and the camaraderie on that show. So, I think we're going live around 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. So set your reminders, subscribe so you get the notifications. Go check out the college football experience with those guys, Patty C, so you can see him put a case of beer under the table. Go check out the FCS experience. I know they're going live here shortly to preview those games. I mean, there's always value on the FCS. And, of course, go check out the main show, the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, with Sean and Ryan. And don't forget to subscribe to VSiN every Friday night at 9 Pacific, midnight Eastern. So
yeah, get your survivor picks in. Only a few more minutes. Like, get your free survivor picks in. It's a free pool for $3,000. I mean, everyone's gonna lose, everyone's gonna suck, but what if?
What if? Hey, what if? So Good luck, everybody, with your bets this weekend. Don't forget to let it ride.